Welcome food fans, picky eaters, the flavor curious, and everyone in between. Nothing makes good food better than good conversation, and your table is ready. Welcome back to another episode of the Food For ThoughtCast with your hosts, Melissa Reagan and Steven Gonzalez, but you can call them Chef. All right, let's get this episode started.
Hey there, food fans. Welcome back to the Food For ThoughtCast with me, your host, Melissa Reagan, and my co-host with the most, Chef Steven Gonzalez. How's that coffee, Steve-O?
Oh, it's divine.
It's the nectar of the gods. So Steve's sipping on a little
early.
coffee. Yeah. Steve's up super early.
No, not really. I think I woke up a little after 7, which is normal now, because I've been doing a lot more late shifts. Typically, I was waking up at like 6:15 and whatnot, just naturally,
Oh, that's gross.
Now 7 o'clock is a good time, and then you have some 7 brew, which my lovely wife got for me because we're about to go out of town. Dude, I haven't even packed it.
Oh my gosh.
Think about it. Okay, so we're leaving today. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You enjoy, and then Sunday you're back. So you don't really. It doesn't take that long to pack.
It's not that much stuff. Me, on the other hand, I have booked I use the term booked loosely. I have requested off July 11th through the 14th to have a 4-day weekend, have not determined if I'm leaving the house or not, and I still have a couple of things in a suitcase. So
they're lovely.
Dude, so here we are.
I can remember some of my happiest times in my 20s when I would request to take off, and I would
just lay around
out my room and just watch movies and eat and do nothing.
Yeah, I've been really big on the disassociation train lately, but I really need to get it, even if it's just seeing 4 movies in a row, right?
Yeah.
Like, even if it's something. But I do want to go try a restaurant. Have not been doing that on my days off. But yeah, all that to say, I even have a backpack, a little duffel bag packed, so you should get on it. But anyway, Steve texted me not too long ago about the podcast and was like, hey, do you think breakup meals are a thing? In which worried me because I was like, Steve, is everything okay with you and Ursula?
My marriage is totally fine.
For the record,
to everyone listening and to you, Melissa. The last time we podcasted, I talked about we were talking about food challenges, and we talked about Chunky's Burgers in San Antonio.
Yes,
and I made a comment that the person I was seeing, the girl I was here at the time, she got real mad at me because I told her I wouldn't do it, and then I went and did it, and then she made it even worse. So for some reason, I was a little embarrassed by saying that, but then I thought about it. I was like, I remember after that, I went a couple days because I was just in my feels and I didn't really eat. And then I thought, I wonder if that would be a topic of conversation. That's what really prompted it all. My marriage is totally great.
Yeah, it was so random that I got
so I was random question.
Extremely concerned. I was like, are you asking for a friend or blink twice if everything's okay? Well, Steve. First, of course, what we've got to talk about. What was the most amazing thing you ate this week?
Yesterday we did team building, and I was in charge of
fun
food. And so I went to one of my favorite places, Micaela's Burritos, out here in Midland. And their burritos are really good. It reminds me of being down in the Rio Grande Valley along the border where I grew up because they're very authentic. And I had a chorizo, egg, and cheese, and then I had an asado. And I'm not going to lie, the asado was pretty hot. It was pretty spicy. Not ghost pepper hot, but I was not expecting it to be so hot, and it was delicious. What about you?
I made one of those meals that just keeps on giving. So, I've been in a put beans in a baked potato kind of rut, but I decided to switch it up a little bit. I had some chicken thighs and I marinated them in like just some good old store fajita seasoning plus chili powder.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially I ended up making like black bean, potato, and chicken hash. But after I ate that one time, I was like, nope, I need something else. And so I basically took black bean, chicken, potato hash and took it in the tinga direction with a little chipotles and adobo. And I put it in street taco tortillas with like little squeeze of lime juice and some black bean and corn salsa. So double bean action, all the fiber from the tortillas. I wanted to feel essentially, which is what we're going to talk about today. But I wanted to
feel feelings.
I wanted it to be spicy enough that a little tear could come out. So that's what I wanted, and I accomplished that, and it was freaking awesome. So super excited. Cool. Yeah.
Nice. By the way, I'm going to squirrel on you for a second. So I was putting a video together last night. And it was one where I tried something different. Like I didn't talk at all. It was just all food, like sees. And I'm clean shaven.
Do like an ASMR type?
Well,
deal?
I'm probably gonna talk over it,
Oh, okay.
But I'm clean shaven, and here we are about a week and a half later. Look how thick my beard is. Someone was telling me about that yesterday. Like, dude, like you're like a chia pet. Like it just grew back. Really quick.
You guys, I promise Steve's not boring. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. I'm yawning because I closed last night and I think he worked late too. Yeah.
Oh, I worked till 7 p.m. and it was fun. It was
gross.
By the way, for team building, I was about an hour late.
But you brought burritos. That's all that matters.
Oh, I was an hour late. And every time I tried to leave, it was, hey, Steven, hey, Steven, hey, Steven. I'm like, jeez. I'm trying to leave. And it was funny because I'm probably like 15 minutes out. My boss is calling and saying, hey, where are you at? I promise I'm on the way. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And, like, it was just one of those things where shit just fell through,
I was so completely wired. I could have watched the sun come up today if I wanted to, but I did not. But yeah, Steve, that is an impressive amount of growth in your beard.
Thanks. We're going to call this the Food for Beard cast now.
Also, the Beard for Thought food.
If you rub olive oil on your beard.
The Beard for Food Thoughts.
You have a greasy face. If you put that on your beard, not only will you have a greasy face, but your hair will not grow.
Have you seen that video that's like, if you just replace the iced tea that you're drinking with plain unsweetened green tea, there's a 70% chance you'll feel no more joy.
Yeah.
It's like supposed to be a health video, but it's all sarcasm. I love it. Well, Steve, you asked me if I thought breakup meals were a thing. And I, of course, kind of wanted to see if there was any science there. So according to an article that I found on the internet, which must mean it's true, but actually it's from a study done by the psychology department at the University of Michigan. It says, for an overwhelming segment of the population, the trauma of a breakup creates a beeline for so-called comfort foods. Ice cream, pizza, cake, or other sugary processed foods have been shown in tests to increase the amount of dopamine and serotonin made in the brain. So like the happy chemicals, like kind of like endorphins after a workout, but a different area triggered in the brain. During a period of stress and anxiety, you can trigger kind of this reward mechanism with high calorie foods or things that are super calorie dense or have a lot of carbs. So I think there's a little science there.
Sometimes eating your feelings is exactly what you need, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with indulging in your favorite treat to lift your spirits, right? But it's about
balance.
Moderation.
Yeah, balance, moderation. Absolutely. This is, we're not a wellness podcast. We're not a health podcast, but I will say
we're not.
Because God, where are the
all over my beard?
Where are the
health?
God.
Health and beauty? Oh yeah, we're a health and beauty podcast now. That's what it is.
You went one bridge too far with the
joke out of like
with
a serious topic, right?
The beef tallow. Dear God, if I have to hear one more beef tallow cures AIDS or some ridiculous crap. But anyway, sorry.
True?
So no. Let me say right now. But anyhow, it's delicious.
I'm not a doctor, but I play one.
I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on this podcast. But all that to say, I would rather live a life where I could work a small dessert into my routine every single day than wait 14, 15 days at a time and quote unquote cheat to have it. Because I really think you can. But I guess it's neither here nor there. So we talked about comfort food way back in the 60s episodes. By the way, congrats to us for being past 110. Woot. Like I said before, we're just recording it out of spite now. So if you're tired of it, it's working. So just to spite you. But so Steve, we talked about comfort food. Your comfort food was sushi by and large. So if you were to break up, it's okay, Ursula. We're just talking hypotheticals. I don't even know if you would be okay with me saying her name on the air, but it happened twice. So if something were, maybe let's say back in the day when you were dating, if you were to break up, would it still be sushi or something else?
It's either sushi or pizza, I think.
Yeah. Carbs, man.
It's
an expensive.
Sushi is good carbs, you know.
It's an expensive breakup food. I have had one breakup in my life, and I ate a lot of Russell Stover's chocolate boxes in my car. Just full disclosure, is that not the saddest thing you've ever heard? So,
I mean, that's not the saddest thing I've ever heard. I've heard worse.
I think that not having a bunch of breakups in my past to kind of base any empirical data on, I can tell you that when I have a bad day, the best thing that I want to do for myself is not cook for myself. So when I'm looking for things to quote unquote stress eat or like eating my feelings, which once again, we're not a health and wellness podcast. I'm not putting any bad connotation there. Go live your life. Be happy, people. Do what makes you happy. But when I want to do that, it's fast food. It's grease. That's what I want.
Yeah.
It's not similar to, like, it's not, is dissimilar a word? We're about to find out. I don't know. It's not all that different from when I want to treat a hangover, which I haven't had one in an extremely long time, but it's always grease and carbs. So yeah.
I don't know. For me, and it's not necessarily like, and when I posed the question initially, it wasn't like breakup meals, but like that was kind of like the big question. And then it got to like, what do you eat, Melissa, when you're really pissed off? If you're having like the worst day ever, or what do you eat when you're having the best day ever? Like, your mood definitely affects your meals, right?
100%. Well, it affects your cravings for sure. Like, and so I think you make different decisions. Yeah. So I always like to see what, of course, like the research says, but I can tell you that for me personally, when I'm having a great day, it's like raw fruits and veggies and salad. I mean, this is going to sound like overwhelmingly healthy, but it's not all that way, right? But that's what if I am in a really positive place and not too much stress, it is overwhelmingly balanced. And it's not for any other reason except for that I've just figured out that it makes me feel good. So I kind of like, if I already feel good, I want to keep the good feelings going. So it ends up being like, I build a plate and it's meat, starch, veg, or
like you were saying, dopamine and serotonin are
being released. Yeah, it's like meat, starch, veg, or meat, veg, carb, little tasty treat. I always reward myself for just making it through a 24-hour period with a little sweet treat, right?
I'm surprised I made it to a 2-second period to put mute before I sneezed. Wow. I had actually like
quite often, and I had actually moved tabs. I was just looking at something I had looked up, and I heard the mute, and I was like, "Oh God, I hope the Wi-Fi's okay." I can do that really preemptively on this end because I can hear the dog collars jingle from across the house when there's about to be a disturbance in the force. So I'm like, "Oh, mute real fast." But it took time. But yeah, all that to say, like, I like to reward myself for just being a human being with a little sweet treat. I don't have to do any
Yeah.
work to earn it. Damn it, I'm being a human. Like, that's hard enough. It's everybody's first time being a human, so be kind, right? But a little sweet treat, a protein, a carb, a starch, a veg, whatever it is, and it looks like balance. But dude, when I'm going through it, crunchy, greasy, salty, sweet, like
Does it really help?
Fast food, dessert.
Does it really help you, or are you just like lying to yourself? What do you think it is? I'll admit, to me, I'm just lying to myself, or I was just lying to myself. Let me rephrase that. I felt like I was, and it was like, oh, I'm happier, I'm better now, I'm so much better, and I felt like I was probably just lying to myself.
I think so. I used to be able to eat far beyond my body's full switch, and then I figured out that a couple of things were broken, and then I got medical help to fix those things. But I believed, because I never felt satiated or full, I think somewhere in my brain I felt like if I just out eat this full switch, I can be miserable, and then I'll just be miserable, and it'll be like, yay. Right. But it was just like never enough. I was just constantly chasing a high that never came because I didn't feel full. When those things got repaired, now I do think it really helps, right? Like, I think that rewarding myself with a little sweet treat for just being a human being every day, like a little cookie or a piece of chocolate or whatever it is, like, I think it's good. I don't know. I think it's really good. And I don't have to eat a salad or work out to earn that. Like, I just eat it because that's what I want. I try to pay particular attention to why I'm eating, but it becomes more of like a cycle of just like, I need fuel, so I'm going to eat. Okay, I got the fuel, so I don't need to eat. I need fuel again, right?
So now that you've discovered yourself, like, that you're eating healthier, you're moving in a positive direction, do you eat for fuel or do you still eat for flavor?
Yes and no, right?
Yeah,
so
it's
interesting, right? So for anybody who doesn't know out there, I have type 2 diabetes and newly diagnosed since like June of last year. So essentially, like,
still diabetic? Didn't you get your A1C way down?
What is it?
Didn't you get your A1C way down?
Yeah, the drugs are a miracle, and on paper, it's like I don't have it. But I have found that eating like I have it really just keeps me from feeling like garbage, right? So, I mean, to each his own. It's going to be different for everybody. There's type 1, type 2, there's type 1.5, or like silent 1. But all that to say, like, I know that if I dive off into 3 pieces of cake, I'm going to have a headache later. My blood sugar is going to get real high and crash. And I understand what that is. Whereas I think in the past, it used to be that I would eat 2 or 3 pieces of that, maybe because I was feeding feelings, or maybe because I didn't understand what was happening and I was, looking for insulin, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, so do I eat for, what was the original question? My bad, bro. Do I eat for feelings or do I eat for flavor, or do I eat for fuel? It's a combination of both. Now that I know I can't eat as much, I try to make every meal as flavorful as possible. So, like, when I was wanting spicy this week, I was like, let's go. Let's do this. And it's less that they fixed that in my thyroid. Now I have less cravings, right? So when a craving really hits, I try to honor it. As silly as that sounds, right? Like, when something hits me in the moment, I'm like, yes, we're doing this right now. Right now, I'm going to push this reward button in my brain right now. If I want sweet, I'm going to get sweet.
It's weird. I self-sabotage from time to time. Like, there are days where I'm very structured at work, and there's times where I'm very structured outside of work, like in the sense of I'm going to work out, I'm going to meal prep, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and do really well until I get out of work. Then, it's like all bets are off. And I've noticed, like, if I'm really tired, that's when I eat for feelings. Like, oh, I just want Chick-fil-A or junk or pizza. And my wife has no problem twisting my arm. Like, well, do you want a pizza? Hell yeah, let's do this. Or if I'm having like a really good day, I'll tell her, you know what? Let's have a salad. And she'll freak out because I always tell her, I don't want salad, And so,
right.
And there are days where like I won't say I feel defeated or nothing like that, but there are days that are harder than others, as with every job, with everyone, but there have been days where I just feel like, what am I doing? And I'll still find myself saying, you know what, let's just overload on junk food and feel better, but the one thing I will notice, now that we're pushing our 40s, is I don't feel the need to like go off and abuse my body. Like, I need a cigarette or I need a drink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think it's interesting that, like, I want to just keep telling everybody, like, we have two chefs who love food and like talking about food. And so by all means, your mileage may vary. And if you're healing your own relationship with food, like, these are not absolutes. Like, it's going to look different for everybody.
These are just opinions based on two individuals who have lived some life.
Yeah. Just live some life, and it might look different than yours, and that's okay. But, I think it's interesting. Now a salad feels like a reward closer that I get to 40, right? Like, it takes
never a reward.
Stop. It takes forethought. Like, I think we've had this conversation before. I buy frozen fruits and vegetables. They are nutritionally equivalent, right? Like, it's just it is what the modern technology that we have. Like, I buy them because I don't want to throw produce in the trash 2 weeks after I buy it. Like, I'm not home enough.
It's so hard.
Dude, I don't remember. I'm not home enough. I eat for free at work. Like, it's just, there's a number of factors. But when I get to like take the time to put the thought into having a really great salad with all the crunchies in it and all the things that probably defeat it being a salad, I really, really enjoy it. But I think on the other side of, 30, it was like, no. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I know that you don't personally care for salad, but I think that anybody could find one of those things where you're like, in the younger days, this kind of felt like a chore. Now this feels like a treat, right?
Yeah. There are days that call for salad.
You sent me a picture of a salad. What was in it? It was like meat and croutons. Like, what was it?
When did I send you that?
Recently. It was egg. It was egg haha salad. What was it, Steve?
What?
Look in the pictures in our text.
Oh, yeah, because my wife made salad and she had beets and looks like cheese and tomatoes. The tomatoes actually came from our garden, which is kind of cool. And so I was like, where's the protein at? And my favorite protein is eggs. I can eat them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I just fried an egg, put it on top of my salad, because when you break the yolk, it's like your salad dressing. Mm-hmm. But I put a picture. I put that on my salad, took a picture, and said, "Hey, look, egg salad."
Egg salad. It was extremely. Extremely clever.
Best thing ever. But I enjoyed it.
This is the caliber of humor that everybody can expect from the Food for ThoughtCast.
Right.
Look, egg salad.
But yeah, like for me, I'm trying to be as healthy as possible, but at the same time, like, I create content and I love it and I do all that. So there are days where I'm just like, I don't want to do any of this, but
so what is it that I think we might have discussed this before, but maybe not at length. I always like to ask a guest, if they're a chef, like, what is it that when you don't want to cook and you make what is it you're making when you get home from that 12-hour shift? But I think I can rephrase that and like, what is your struggle meal? If you're not going to make yourself sushi, maybe you're not going to make yourself pizza, and you're like, eggs. F it. It's eggs. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, it's fast.
Mine's peanut butter and jelly. Yeah. Like that's my
minimal effort.
Not doing life right now. PBJ.
Minimal effort. I love it.
Yeah. And sometimes it's like, I don't even have the energy to put the 2 pieces of bread together. I don't have to make 2 foldovers, like standing at the fridge door, like very little effort.
That's funny. That coffee it woke me up for about a second. Huh.
I saw some spark of life come to the old eyeballs over there.
How did I just yawn then? Wow.
Well, yawning is
the original question.
Yawning's a sympathetic nervous response, so it's not always because of fatigue.
Is that what it is?
Hey. I read that one time in a book.
The initial question: are breakup meals bad?
I don't think they're bad. Well, I don't think food's inherently good or bad. I just don't. I don't have to do squats to earn French fries. I don't have to I don't think chocolate's bad and salad's good. I think if you only ate all of one and none of the other, it might not be great, but I don't know.
We're going to do something different. Typically, you look up articles and you're all like very smart about stuff.
I already did, Steve. Oh, thanks.
We're going to do something different.
That's nice.
We're going to look up and see what people on Reddit said.
Do it. I love Reddit.
What do you guys eat when you're heartbroken? I just got broken up with over text by my girlfriend of 2 years last night. I'm struggling to eat because I've lost my appetite. What are you all doing to make sure you get some food in you? Let's see. Someone put protein shakes helped me make sure it was getting at least something in. Someone put me, I suggest Jamba Juice. They got good tasting, nutrient dense stuff with minimal processed sugars available. You can give them whey protein boosters too. We don't have we don't have one where I live. Let's see. Couldn't eat for the first 3 weeks, lost 10 kilos, and I'm already skinny AF. Make sure to drink a lot of water, and what worked for me is to try and drink some of the liquid from chicken soup, maybe a spoon or two from the noodles also, and eat bananas. I had days where I only ate half of one. Try to take some vitamins and magnesium, and remember, not eating is making you feel way worse than you already are. It still sucks 4 months in, but it gets way better after you get through the initial shock. Take care and try to be kind to yourself, please.
That's so nice.
Positivity.
Some people on the internet are kind of nice sometimes. It sounds like everybody in this, at least this thread that you found, was in this position where something bad happened, in this case a breakup, and it made them not want to eat. I have quite the opposite reaction.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily binging, but I do like, I will feed a feeling. Like protein shakes are great. Just like anything else, I wouldn't drink 15 protein shakes to hit my calories in a day. Like I want to chew solid food, and at least so you can have a good poop, right? I said what I said. But I think it's interesting. I can't speak for anybody else's experience, of course, but I just wouldn't let another human being make me not want to eat. Sorry, my food is sacred.
Someone put nothing. Sorry. When I'm depressed, I don't eat.
Don't give them that power.
For me, it helped eating only my favorite foods at first, or at least getting into one big meal a day. Also, smoothies or protein shakes help me a lot. It's hard, but I promise it gets easier. In the beginning, anything that you love to eat. After a little bit of time, eat healthier. You need it for your mental health. Fast foods and processed stuff isn't good for you mentally. In the beginning, though, go get some junk food. So a lot of people are kind of having the same things as us. And so I guess we're not the only two people in this world that think or whatever. Let's see.
I think my problem, Steve, is that there's not like a line between what's a catastrophe and what was like a long day. Like the lines are like super blurred. So I'm like, worked 14 hours, gonna reward myself with Taco Bell chicken nuggets. And then the next day is like, have a hangnail. Gonna go get Taco Bell chicken nuggets, right? Like, like there's no really, like, where do you draw the line? I will say that the older I get, the less appealing smoothies are to me. I think it's the texture. They kind of feel like a punishment.
Let's see. Let's read a couple more, shall we? Mm-hmm. Okay, so someone put, I'm not going to lie, I didn't lose my appetite when I was first dumped. If anything, it made me want to eat more and my feelings out temporarily, and I have fast metabolism. My favorite thing to eat was sushi and Cheez-Its.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like, can I crush the Cheez-Its on the suit on like
I was
on
say,
top
I feel
of...
like that was kind of aimed at you and me together in one.
Bro,
in one.
Yes.
I eat the sushi, you'd probably eat the Cheez-Its. No?
Please. Yes. But I want the Cheez-Its ground in a powder. Either I can snort them with a $20 bill, or you can just roll the maki roll in it. Like whatever. Either way. Like just get them in my body.
My place of employment is starting to use hot Cheetos as dust for
Yes,
sushi.
they are. Yes, they are.
And it's cool, but I will say the one that they make that just grosses me out is the Rio Grande roll, and it's like mango, chamoy, and hot sushi. I'm like, no, just because.
No, sorry, it's too much.
That's why I kind of want to go into food, like scientists or food science or like recipe development, and come up with weird stuff like that. But
I like a poke bowl with a hot Cheeto dust on top. I think that's like
That's
really can be
different.
really tasty. Like all the
Yeah.
text, edamame and tuna, like an ahi and things like that's really cool. But it's the chamoy is really where it lost it for me because
Yeah.
that's strange.
I will say this thread has actually been surprisingly positive.
Is
so
it
used to,
cathartic for your fake breakup?
no, like we're so used to I guess like memes or stuff like that, like on Facebook where people are just like really bad, like the internet wins with like the worst comments.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
And
I think
people are
Reddit
actually
has
really nice.
Reddit definitely has the ability to be like either a cesspool of humanity or a bright spot. So
Wow, I think we're gonna
depends.
have to start doing this. A new segment called "What Does Reddit Say?"
What does Reddit say? Yeah,
We're gonna be talking about like creating
down
creme
with that.
brulee recipes,
Or
and it's gonna be like, "What does Reddit say about this?"
barbecue, regional barbecue.
What does Reddit say?
So Steve, the way that I will absolutely crush a banana if it's like in a hotel fruit bowl or one banana from like a gas station, but the way that I feel like there is a big banana conspiracy that as soon as I buy one bunch at home, they're like, quick, she went to bed, go bed, go, 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 go. Like,
Oh,
I can't.
love bananas.
I can't. No, I love them too, but I cannot buy them for the house. I cannot.
You can buy
They
one.
They
You
just
can buy bananas because it's by the pound, so you just have to buy one.
I know, but then I have to buy one every day. I don't like it.
Just buy two, and then you have one for the day, and then one in your car for another day.
No, you can in the car.
Your car will smell bad. Then you'll really be sad and depressed.
Then I'll be super upset because there'll be like fruit flies in the car. But Steven, if you buy two bananas, they're going to conspire with each other.
No, we're going to go back to what you just said. If your car's sealed off, where do the fruit flies come from?
It's the same way that like flies, breed on dirty linen. Come on, you've seen. If the restaurant's sealed up, where do the fruit flies come from? Organic matter. They breed in there. Come on.
Is that what it is? Does that mean flies every time I have a piece of fruit?
It could be.
Huh.
You could be.
I was wondering where the extra protein was coming
from.
from.
If my car is sealed, please. A mosquito got in there the other day, and I got like 4 bites on the way to work. It was terrible.
Truly horrific.
Truly horrific.
See, that's why you just put it on full blast.
Thoughts and prayers,
as possible, and you pray that that mosquito just gets in that breeze and just dies.
Thoughts and prayers for me getting 4 mosquito bites in my car. What a champagne problem to have.
First world problems, I know.
Dude.
We're in that mode right now too during the summertime where we do yard work and we have. What I do is I go get mint from my bush and I crush it up in my hand and I rub it all over my ankles because that's where the mosquitoes like to get me. Yeah, mosquitoes hate mint.
Okay.
Hold on. Now let's see what Reddit says about. I'm kidding, but let's see. What herbs do mosquitoes hate? Lavender, basil, rosemary, and mint.
Nice.
I remember reading that.
I never heard that.
Smell good too.
Nice. I love that.
We had friends over, and the same thing. I was doing that, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Mosquitoes hate mint." And so as soon as they rubbed it on them, like they were like the parts of their bodies that were rubbed with mint were not touched. So yeah.
It sounds like they were in mint condition. Sorry. Steve, I want to go the other direction. What do you think the worst food is to order on a first date?
The worst food to order on a first date. I don't know why the word enchiladas just popped in my head like instantly. Enchiladas are so good, but I don't know why that popped in. Maybe it's just because the texture, I don't know, Mexican food and, because you get rice and beans and then it just makes you like lethargic because it's such a heavy meal.
Yeah. I think I would not want to eat wings in front of somebody that I just met.
Oh, no, that would be the perfect. Because then it's like, how dirty is this person going to get with me? Wait, that sounded bad. That sounded bad. Let me
oh, my God.
How willing are they to have fun?
Love it. Yeah, sure. So I had a guy, I showed up to a first date off of a dating app with a guy that we went out for Ethiopian. And in case anybody doesn't know, there's no utensils. It was extremely weird. I mean, not that I wouldn't do it again. It was just kind of strange. And then, I think ribs is kind of weird too. I don't know, but in general, wings are something I don't like to eat in front of another human being. I don't know.
Oh, I can smash wings
and not care. Steve, have you ever cooked for a date? Oh, go ahead, please.
Have I ever cooked for a date?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
think. I don't even remember. I
yeah.
know.
You're so married. You can't even remember. Good for you.
Right. I think one time no, I've never cooked for a date because I don't want them coming back to my house. Like, what if it's a bad date? What if it's someone who like ends up being crazy and then they know where you live?
Yeah. What if it's an axe murderer? I did a date once where. Are you going to remember what you're about to say, or do you want to tell your story first?
No way two axe murderers can be in the same place at the same time.
True. Just like me and Batman. Are you going to remember what you were going to say, or do you want me to wait on my story?
Go ahead and tell your story.
Okay. I did cook for a date once, pulled out all the stops. I had my roommate in her room with the door closed, like pretending like she wasn't there, just in case she'd call the cops in case I got murdered. Baby lamb chops, caramelized baby veg with balsamic reduction, smashed Yukons, and homemade creme brulee. And I asked the guy how everything was, and he literally said, "It'll make a turd." And that was the last date, both the first and the last date. I was like, "You can go. Bye." Absolutely wild. Can't make it up. Yeah, can't make it up.
I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not what you would call a smooth ladies man. But I would never say that on a first date, no matter how stupid I get, and I say a lot of dumb shit.
I'm just if you want to shoot your shot, even if everything was burnt, you should just be like, "It's great." Like, I don't know, man. It just seems a weird. Speaking of mosquitoes, dude, totally got him right there. Like, got him. They're in the house.
Mosquitoes are now famous.
Dude, mosquitoes have been on our podcast. Like, he didn't even get to bite me though. Got you, sucker. So you're not a smooth ladies man. I would have never guessed. Thank you for letting me know.
Just ask my wife.
Oh, I'm not going to.
You'd be like, he's good, and it's a good thing he's pretty.
Sure is pretty.
Right. But yeah,
tell your story.
That's very strange.
Tell your story. You want to tell a story? I knew it. I shouldn't have interrupted you.
We're pushing 40. It's okay. We can forget stuff.
Bro, truth. Steve, what are you cooking this week? Does it have anything to do with emotions?
I'm cooking based off feelings. I feel like there's going to be some food in my future.
You taking a trip?
So I feel like I'm gonna eat some food on a trip that I feel like I might be taking.
Oh my goodness, the one you haven't packed for yet. So, are you gonna hit up the old dim sum when you're in San Antonio?
You know what's funny is my wife said that, like, "Oh, we can go have dim sum because I know that's what you want." And I told her, I'm the only one that really truly enjoys dim sum. If nobody else wants to eat it, then let's go somewhere else.
Then more for Steve. Then more for you.
But
you could change your approach.
So we're going to San Antonio here in a couple hours, and by the time this airs, I'll already be back. But we're gonna go see family. My dad's coming up, which is kind of cool. So I'm gonna hang out with him for a couple days.
Nice.
So that means I gotta plan more trips and whatnot. But we're just gonna eat, hang out. I know, and this is not a political podcast, but I know things are going a little crazy right now in San Antonio. So we're probably gonna stay on the north side and away from anything that could possibly happen.
Sure.
But we're just gonna hang out, have fun, eat, be merry. Yeah. But I do want to try some new places. What they're called, I don't know yet. But they pop up on my Instagram feed whenever I'm just scrolling. But when I really want to find them, can't find them.
Yeah. All of a sudden, just minding your own business, and your algorithm's like, here's 8 things that you might enjoy, and then you're like, I'll come back to it later. And then when you do, you're like,
it's the algorithm, shall we? San Antonio food in San Antonio.
San Antonio stuff. San Antonio dim sums.
New restaurants.
San Antonio sushis. Yeah. Sushi San Antonio's. Yes, got it. So, well, Steve, we'll have to talk about it the next time you're here. I am going to make fajitas going into the weekend. Chicken, so not real fajitas. But yeah.
That counts.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just going to keep this train going because I have like 20 tortillas in the fridge, and I gotta use them. I used to be really militant about portioning tortillas or like putting them in the freezer and like hacking them apart when I wanted one, and I'm not about that life now. So now when I buy tortillas, I'm like, I try to find all the things I can do with all the things first. Mm-hmm. So I marinated some chicken in jerk seasoning and kind of did a stir fry. Nice. I know.
Why would you call a seasoning jerk?
It's a jerk.
Rude.
A jerk. So I did like jerk seasoning, peppers, onions, mushrooms, zucchini. Gonna do that with rice, and so that's like one prep. That's chicken, a little chicken breast, and then the chicken fajitas I'm gonna do with thighs, and I'm gonna marinate them in beer fajita seasoning, cut up limes, and probably do some pickled onions with it, and then just peppers and onions kind of on the pickup with the tortillas, and I've got some pinto beans to go with. So that'll be kind of me rolling into my weekend, and I don't have a day off until Tuesday. So that's where we're at.
You know what?
Yikes on bikes.
So one of my colleagues, speaking of chicken and all that stuff, this gentleman's been doing a lot of like meal prep and whatnot. He's doing like chicken tenders, but he'll season them and he'll air fry them. And he was telling me his secret yesterday, because it seems like that's all he eats, and how he's not tired of chicken or has grown feathers, I don't know yet. But shout out James. I don't know if I could say his full name, but no, like it kind of inspired me. So I'm like, oh, you know what? That sounds like a good meal prep. And then you're like, oh yeah, I meal prep some chicken and some vegetables and.
Yeah, I just try to keep it like super duper interesting and really taking advantage of like, I know there are people out there that are just haters on the freezer, but for my lifestyle, it really helps save me money. So I've been buying like chicken thighs frozen. That way I can take one out of the bag, marinate it and air fry it. And then for a single folk, it's not like burning out on leftovers, making too much food. Like I can do that, cut up one zucchini, right? Like have some fresh veg, and then, even a bag salad's kind of a lost bet, right? Because it's like, okay, either I'm going to eat the entire bag of salad, or in 2 days I'm going to throw it in the trash. Why don't I just buy it and then throw it directly in the trash? Like, no.
Yeah.
So no.
Sounds like we'll have some fun this weekend.
Yeah. Have fun on your trip, dude.
I'll be farting around, and we'll try to eat different things. So I have different things to report on.
Nah, don't base your life on content. It's not worth it. Have a great time. If you eat anything worth noting, we'll chat. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Thanks, Steve.
Bye.
Bye. That's a wrap for today. Until the next episode of the Food for ThoughtCast, make good food, eat good food, share it, and be kind to one another.
Thanks so much for listening today. You are part of what makes us special, and we are so glad you joined us. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave a review. Just like food, delicious podcasts are better when you share them with others. Come back for seconds wherever podcasts are served, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the Food for ThoughtCast.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the Food for ThoughtCast, or at www.foodforthoughtcast.com, where you can link to all podcast players, or you can send us an email at foodforthoughtcmc@gmail.com.